All right. Hey.
Here we are.
Um. Okay. All right. I apologize for that.
It's all good.
You hear me okay now?
Sure do.
Do I hear you okay?
I don't know. Do you?
I
Can
do
you hear
now.
me?
I
Okay,
do.
good.
The
Okay, good.
volume was turned on or off here. Okay, guys. Welcome to our show. We're going to do this dissect, recap, complain, do whatever we want to do, and get mad about this game that we lost tonight.
Yeah.
However, first of all, I do need to remind you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like for the content we're about to give you. Share it. Share it wherever you can. All your buddies. And share it to Nebraska fans. They might get a kick out of us tonight. They might like
They
it.
might.
um, okay.
Because,
Well, I about the only thing I can say: free throw shooting.
yeah,
Lucy especially. I don't. I didn't want to call anybody out, but Lucy could have won this in regulation
absolutely.
if she'd have hit all five of her free throws in the end of the game.
Hmm.
They wouldn't have had enough room to come back and beat us. I mean, they would have.
No,
Nothing being changed, we would have still been up.
yes, it would have been over. But
Yeah.
we got to look back at the beginning of the game. I mean, we got to look at how things started. I was really happy with the lineup she threw out there. I was happy with the fact she had a Falter, Stolke, Lucy, McCabe, and Fauerbach, right? And
Hmm.
I like that she put Stolke back down in her five position.
Right.
I think that was super beneficial to throw Stolke and O'Grady in at opposite times, and then bringing in those freshmen. And if you look back at the defense we played, we kept falling back in the lane way too far. We kept going back on that double team for no reason, and we would leave those deep threes open. So
Hmm.
if you think about that, I mean, that's huge too. I mean, because we were giving them some pretty easy threes in the beginning of the game. Um,
In the beginning, I
yeah,
swear at the end of the game they were getting them too.
but it wasn't easy though. That was cold blooded. You got to give Prince some. You got to give that freshman some kudos, man. That was cold blooded
Is she the
freshman.
second coming of Caitlin in this league?
She said, "I did." That's what I'm going to say. She came on Caitlin Clark's court and said, "Watch this." Look, she said, "Hold my beer and watch this." Just saying.
Makes me wonder. I know she didn't do one from Caitlin Clark
She may
logo,
have in
but
practice.
I bet I would love to see him practice if she was nailing them.
Look, I guarantee you, I said that white girl with the long hair, not even up in a ponytail, she's gonna come in and shock some people. I am telling you right now, it's a baller. And she's loyal and she didn't leave Nebraska. I mean, she was heavily recruited by Iowa and she stayed home and she can ball out. I mean, you gotta give her some huge kudos.
Yeah, and right now the coach is telling her, "This is why you stayed. We
Yep.
finally beat them on their own court."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but Iowa started doing Iowa basketball. They started doing Iowa things. I mean, that's why you and I, we thought we had the game, didn't we? I mean, I really did. I was like, oh, there we go. There's the defense,
Hmm.
right? There's the pressing we were asking for. They were doing that. Even though I'm telling you right now, I was looking at the press and I know Jan's going to go ahead and she's going to fix this. But when the freshmen are trapping on the side or anybody's trapping on the side, the
Hmm.
other freshman is not supposed to be overplaying man to man on the other girl. She needs to be in the middle of the court for that steal. She
Hmm.
stayed over too long and there could have been it. So the rotations are off a little bit because they
Hmm.
haven't been playing it very much. But I know Jan will fix those things. So once she fixed those things, I mean, but they got to do it now again. It's got to be right
Yeah.
now.
Do you see how
Um,
close we came to tying and winning this game?
yeah,
McCabe had two sweet looks at a 3-pointer to
yes,
tie it.
yes,
Um, Aaliyah Guyton had a
outstanding.
uncontested, easy lay in that would have
And
won the
missed it.
game.
She should have won that game.
That
And she
game could have
knows
been.
it.
I wonder how she's feeling because knowing that it almost looked like she expected to get bumped or fouled, and that's why
I
the
don't
ball
know.
went up
She
the
know.
way
I
it
mean,
did.
because when you now you watched my game where I was being defended by three and four people
Hmm.
sometimes and five on
Yes.
five. I'm like,
Hmm.
you just got to go up strong to the basket and you put the girl in the basket with the ball. Like, I
Hmm.
don't understand that falling away. Like, curl up and put that up there. Like, just
Yeah.
and I know she's she wants that back more than anything. But um you notice the different rotations though she had, but they were in the beginning she's doing a little too quick. I think Jan was rotating them a little too quick, but then she figured it out. Did you
Hmm.
notice that?
Yes.
It was they were
Right.
good rotations.
Hmm.
Because I told you that one rotation, I think it was with O'Grady and a Falter and Stremlo Guyton and then Fauerbach. It was 26-19 in the first quarter with that group in there.
Hmm.
So, and there was only 5 points, I think, maybe when O'Grady came in there. I think it just felt like defensively it went down for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
But I think the announcers kind of jinxed it when
yeah,
we got to the fourth quarter, and they said first quarter Nebraska scores 26 points. Since then, they've only scored 25, and then Nebraska went off on us.
they did. They did. They did. And you've got your big inside girl and then Prince. I mean, that's like you said, those two people shouldn't be beating us. Like, we just got too many weapons, and it's free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws.
Yep. 16 for 29 tonight. That's not going
That's,
to get the job done.
that's awful.
Lucy promised 2 games ago that they would never shoot free throws like that again. They did come out the next game, shoot 82% on the free throw line, but this game, unacceptable again,
They did it
55.
again.
And Lucy was one of the worst offenders. We paid
Where's her?
270 no $750,000 for this girl
Yep.
to
I,
come,
we got to
and
say it.
we've lost 4 straight games, and she's
You,
part of the problem.
she
I
was
hate to
part of
say
the problem. I hate to
it.
say it too, and you got to be honest about it. And I
Mhm.
told you, I said, "Where's her agent?" Because if
Mhm.
I were overseas making $750,000 and I had 3 games like she's had in the past 3 games, right?
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, my agent would have pulled me aside and said, "You better start doing your job, and your job is to score. Your job is to hit your free throws. Your job is to get your rebounds, and your job is to get the ball to your
Mhm.
teammates. And if you don't do that, they're going to get rid of you. If we're going to pay these kids $750,000 to come to our school and
Mhm.
change our programs." uh, I guess there's accountability now. You're sort of a professional. I'm just saying. I mean, I hate to be that way, but we're not the only ones thinking it.
Mhm.
We're not. We can't be.
Well, okay. All right. Hawkeye 2017 says, "Need a new head coach. These players are so confused and just stare at her." And then, of course, is Jan ready to lead?
No,
What do
no,
you think?
no, heck no,
Okay.
no,
All right.
no. Because if look at all the changes she already made across the board, you guys have got to see if I have it lined up. I mean, I have all of the lineups that she went in and out of, and finally got a flow in the game.
Mhm.
Finally got them doing some things towards the, and then in the end, again, it's free throws. If you don't make free throws, that's not. I mean, I guarantee she's got them shooting free throws. I mean, you can't leave the gym till you make 100 free throws. Okay,
Mhm.
fine. But if you can't turn it on when you're in game time, that's not the coach's fault. I mean,
Yeah.
again, players, we have to have accountability, and I guarantee them players are saying, "No, Jan's not leaving." There,
Mhm.
no one's saying that. That's just silly. Like,
Mhm.
no, nah,
Yeah. I don't
no.
know. I just like she's got a lot to learn, obviously, but
Yes,
honestly, I think honestly, I feel the way I feel is she's been with Bluter for so long that this should have been automatic. But it's like she wants to put her own stamp on it so much instead of being a Bluter clone that, you know, her
yeah,
decision making is not working.
right. And what is, yeah, and what is that? Like, what is that? What is like? Do you really know what that is yet?
Hmm.
But again, totally different team, right?
Right.
Amazing, some strong freshmen. Those three, like I think you and I talked about it that we needed Guyton, Stremlo, and McCabe in there at the same time, right? Or Guyton, Stremlo, and Lucy. But now Lucy's kind of fallen off for me. Like,
Hmm.
I liked what Fauerbach was doing tonight. She was doing some great things
She brought it
defensively.
tonight. I mean, she
Hmm.
honestly, she honestly bought it tonight. I think she had 11 rebounds or I
Yeah,
think, or maybe that was Sid. Sid.
probably Sid. I know I get those two mixed up too, but yeah,
Yeah, let me go. I got it right here on the line. Let me read it real quick.
yeah.
Hannah had 16 points and 16 boards, but 4 for 8 3 throw shooting. I'd like to see her get 2 more. Okay, I didn't even put Kylie up here, but um, I was in such a hurry to get her up on the screen. But she did score, I think, 10 or 11 points
See,
herself tonight.
yeah, see, and they're quiet, but they're also things
Hmm.
that need to be done. Like they do it at
Hmm.
the right time. Those two,
Yeah.
a Falter and Fauerbach when they're in there, it's just a different energy. Um, yeah, it's just a shame. I mean, what second quarter 5:44 there was 44-44 favorite number because that
Hmm.
was my number, so
Yeah.
44-44. What I mean, it's just so with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it was 56-64.
Hmm.
All right. So we were up, then it was 61-64. And then 63-64. We weren't scoring.
Hmm.
We just like what did they outscore us by 11 or something like that?
I think it was. Yeah.
Like a 11-0 run or something?
I think it was something like that. Were we up 11 or 9 or something, and then we just that's
Yeah.
when the bottom fell out. And
Yeah.
that's when it was also at that point where everything was going well. But at that point, it looked like Jan had the team quit running and go more into a half court offense, which I've always said this team is not built for half court.
They're not. They should have just stayed with what they were doing because they get out and run and then they
Mm-hmm.
throw that defense on what they were doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have not been pressing. They haven't been doing that pullback half court, kind of milk the clock thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to make them do it during a time when they really need to do it and really need to score. And they haven't had that experience yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard when you don't have a definite score that someone's actually going to get that shot off. For sure, it's going in. I mean, last year it's going into Caitlin's hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even Martin could hit it or drive it in. So, I mean, I know what she's working to, but we all have to understand that these are still, young players and players that haven't had to do any of this. I mean, if you think about it, think about how Iowa was winning last year.
Yeah.
Like a
Well, I was
lot,
just I
right?
was yeah. My wife was sitting there watching the game with me, and I just kept telling her. I says, I feel like the veterans are waiting for Caitlin to step on the court and bail them out because last year they were basically her role players. The ones
Yeah,
that are playing now came off the bench. They had role players.
yeah,
Caitlin made them look good. She fed the ball where they needed to
yeah,
get to.
yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, not Caitlin, but Lucy's not getting the ball where some of these girls need it.
Hmm.
And some of these girls aren't used to being up in a leading role where they need to
Yeah,
take charge.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I mean, they're all nice, sweet little girls, but none of them have the fire that Caitlin has. I mean,
Right.
somebody's got to lead this team,
And
and
I don't know if that like smiling thing that Lucy's doing is a
mhm,
nervousness kind of thing, but it's
mhm,
not like I would not be laughing and giggling or whatever if I miss
mhm,
free throws daring a or miss an easy layup even with somebody
yeah,
barely hanging on me,
yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, if she leaves that gym tonight, that arena, and she's not out there shooting free throws, working on her free throws,
Oh,
I'd be
I would
shot.
be.
I would be mad at her because I think,
I wouldn't leave the court. I'd
yeah,
be out there shooting. I wouldn't.
yeah. I mean, and that's what some people. I just don't think some of these girls take their craft seriously. And Lucy doesn't look like one of them. I mean, she's got her money. I mean, at the beginning of the year when we were playing non-Big Ten conference people, she looked the part. She acted the
Mhm.
part.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see their routine. I mean, because you do know, like Caitlin Clark's routine, she was out there an hour before the team was out warming up,
Hmm.
going through her shooting routine and having somebody rebound for her, and everybody was out there. The arena was almost full just watching her do her own routine before she went and warmed up with the team and did that routine, and then went and played 40 minutes of a game. So like
Hmm.
that's what you do. Like I wouldn't leave the gym. You can stay at Carver Hawkeye as long as you want. You can sleep in that locker room if you need to. Wake up in the morning and shoot. I mean, they don't kick you out.
Yeah. I was gonna say they all have a code or keys or something that they
Yeah,
can
it's
go
a
in and out
code.
of
It's
there
a
anytime they
BBB.
want.
Go in. Yeah, that's exactly right. We used to go have overnights for we'd have study sessions and have overnights so that we could get up for practice in the morning and then go to class. I mean, it's
Mm,
just easier, especially in the winter when it's cold. You got to catch that bus.
yeah.
Ugh, brr, I don't miss that.
Come on, Molly, you didn't have your car at the Iowa?
No, no. And I didn't get a car either. Like, I told you we were just waiting for that Pell Grant to come through so we could get some deodorant.
There you go. Gosh, it's kind of hard to imagine nowadays the way college sports are compared to when you were played. The difference in it, and
Duh. It would have been great. Like I would have loved it. Like I mean, I would have raked in the money with all of this stuff that they can do now. I would have been taking advantage big time. Come on, you can't hold the Tide back. Can you imagine the commercials? I'd be doing a Tide commercial.
Molly's tied.
Yeah, I wash my socks with Tide.
There you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, all of that, but I feel bad because I know that it is gonna and that one comment, it is gonna come down on Jan. It is, and I hate that for her because
Mhm.
it's this it just doesn't feel like a rebuilding season, but I kind of think it is. When you're missing, you've got to give the freshmen a minute. They're not out of it. I mean, how many games did they lose? Caitlin's freshman year, 8 or 9.
It's, they said 8. Yeah, 8
Yeah,
games.
8 her freshman year. Like, but it looked so bad when you looked at the stands. Did you see the standings
Mhm.
and where Iowa is
Yes.
in the
Yes.
Big Ten? It looks awful.
Yeah. If I go back and now that they put the 2 and 5 in there, it's going to be even worse.
It looks so bad
It does.
because it's
What a hole to climb out of.
yeah, because it's 2 and 5,
Hmm.
and then it's like all these teams that haven't won a game at all.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
and it sounds like it's just they really needed to get this win tonight. And I mean,
they
and
did.
they came so freaking close. But let me double check. But I believe they got some winnable games coming up, and that's going to hurt that they lost this one.
Don't jinx them now. Don't jinx them with that winnable games,
Yeah,
sir.
not anymore. Not anymore.
But I don't know who.
um, well, their next game is Sunday at Oregon. I wish they'd stop with these stupid Sunday games. Okay, I
Right?
missed half of it. Well, I guess no, I won't miss that one. Never mind.
Because it's later. Is it
Huh?
on the East? Is it on the West Coast?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
so you'll
won't
be
be
all
so
right on that
early.
one. Yeah, you'll be all right on that
They're
one.
at Oregon. Then they're at Washington. They come home and play Northwestern, and then USC. Why was I thinking that they had some winnable game? I mean, Washington and
Oregon,
Oregon are winnable
Northwestern,
games.
they should win those.
Yeah.
They should.
Um.
Okay. Oh, so we should have beat Nebraska, Oregon, Northwestern, Illinois. We should have beat them.
So
Um,
honestly, we should have been going into this on
on a high
a,
note.
a high note, 4 game winning streak, winning 5 out of our last 6.
Yes,
You know,
yes. It's a disappointment that that's not where they're at. I
it's
think
very
we're. I
much
think
because it does
I.
any because then it gets worse. We're at
It
home
does.
against USC. We
It
travel to
does.
Minnesota, who basically replaced us in the standings this week, the
Yep.
rankings.
Now I did watch them against USC. I think
Hmm.
whoever they play, I did watch them. They did not look that good. Minnesota didn't look good.
Okay. Well, nobody's going to look good against USC
Well, some
except
do.
maybe
Oh,
UCLA.
they do look a little bit better. So I was like, I was
Yeah.
like, we
You see
might be
that?
all right.
And then we play Nebraska at Nebraska again. Do you think we can get that one at Nebraska and pay them back?
No, because if what's her name is injured, right? One of the girls, she was on the bench. Isn't she injured? There's a player injured, and that's why that freshman was in
Oh, well,
with
I
long
don't know
with
why
long.
you'd bring that. The way that freshman played tonight, why would you ever put her
Well,
back on the bench?
I would not, and then when I bring in my other star player that's injured, just think how much stronger they're going to be. So she'll probably be healed and perfect for the Iowa game in Nebraska,
Yeah, so
because that's the way it works. But um, You have to give a shout out though to Guyton. I mean, Guyton had a great game. Didn't she have
Mhm.
her highest score this game?
Yeah, this is her career night. This
Her
is her
career
career.
night. I was really proud of what she was doing as a guard. Yeah, she missed that shot at, and she's probably slapping herself for missing that last shot and could have won the game, but still uh, stepping up and doing what she did. I think every time she came in, she gave us points, she gave us steals, she gave us assists, and then she go back on the bench. Um and I don't know if that's a like a stamina thing, or if she's thinking they're tired or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because you even said it yourself. You were like, I feel like they're taking them out too soon. Like they just get started and then they pull
Yeah.
that lineup that's
Well,
doing
she made a
well out.
substitution like 30 some seconds into the game.
Right? Like maybe something happened. Like she need a hair tie or something. I don't know, but
Hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
because I don't like to do that either unless it's just the player has said something to me like my tape's too tight, I need it cut or something, because that can
Yeah.
happen.
Well,
But
here's what somebody said. It said a comment should have fouled in the final seconds of regulation instead of fouling on the shot with 2 seconds left.
yeah, good call.
You know.
Good call. I
Um.
like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, that's new coach, that's new, young players.
Hmm.
Um, because you're also missing Caitlin's IQ on the floor, her basketball IQ. Think about
Right.
that.
Yes. True. 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 You were right when they made their rally at the end. They were down. Nebraska was down 11. We had
Right?
this game won. We had this. Just make your free throws. Just make your
Right.
free throws.
I was just like this. I just had my hand. Couldn't
Yeah.
even look anymore. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm
5
like,
for 12 free throws in the fourth quarter. That's how bad it was. And it says
and we
similar to
lost by
the Illinois
3.
game where we went 3 for 10 in the fourth.
It's free throws.
It's free throws.
Free throws win
Somehow had two.
championships.
Yeah. Somehow we had 2 threes in the final 20 seconds of overtime to tie it. McCabe and Walter both missed, and then of course Oregon at Oregon coming up. So those were some of the comments that I've seen already.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Um, but I do think they came out with way more energy. I saw that. They were playing Iowa basketball. It's just it seems like they ran out, or they were told to slow it down, or to play that half court game. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you're
Well,
right.
the turnovers got better. Actually had less turnovers than them. We were only at 13.
See, it's free throws.
Hmm. Yeah, and we
That's
out
it.
rebounded them.
See, it probably. I mean, it looks like on paper we should have won this game, except
Hmm.
for that 11-0 run on us.
Yeah. Field goal percentage, we shot 44 to their 45.
See,
They
it's the
shot
free
40.
throws.
I'm going to say also the 3-point shooting. They shot 43% compared to our 30. They were 13 of 30. We were 8 of 27. How
Jeez.
often is it that we don't get the breaks like this at home? You would think that this is almost like it was a home team. By the way, did you hear all the Nebraska fans cheering on TV? There was a lot of Nebraska fans in there.
Of course. Yep. They're
But
close.
I could hear all that. I go, why is it every time Nebraska does something good, they're cheering? And I go, oh, the Nebraska
Yeah,
fans were in the
exactly.
arena tonight.
They're real close. They can come on down.
Yeah. And then free
Yeah,
throws were 16 of 29 compared to their 18 of 22. They only missed 4 free throws all night.
that's
We
the
missed four
decider.
free throws. We win this game going away.
Oh God, yeah. It would have not even gone. It wouldn't have gone into overtime, and you know that
Hmm.
because I think Stolke was up there. She missed some, and then Lucy missed them
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, Calvin says there were some empty seats tonight. You
I
think? You
believe it.
think?
I,
You
I
think
believe
Fandom
it.
Nation is getting appetite?
I
Apathy?
bel I believe it. I believe it, Kelvin. I do. I do. I was wondering that. I said, yeah, I think there's going to be some more empty seats for sure. We might go back to some cheaper tickets until that Caitlin Clark jersey gets retired.
Yeah. Does
Hate to
anybody even
say
going to
it.
show up for that night? I mean,
They
that's not
will,
going to be a pretty game. Not even
but
with
they'll show
Caitlin
up
in the
because
house.
they're going to show up because Caitlin's jersey's getting retired.
Yeah, I know it.
So you're going to make sure that place is full for that. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still going to just to get a chance to be, see her or, get an autograph or do whatever.
Mhm.
But
So Illinois appears to be playing better. They beat Indiana at Indiana tonight. It looks like.
and Illinois just does it like slow. Like they just kind of run you into the ground, but a slow, like just old school basketball. It doesn't even look I'm like they don't even look like they're playing that good, and they'll beat you. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like where did you come from?
Yeah. It's just hard to fathom the fact that we're 2-5 in the Big Ten, and we're so far down the standings that it just makes you wonder: will the girls recover from this? Will the coaches recover
Yes,
from this?
yes,
I
they
mean,
will.
they will.
Yeah,
Okay.
they will. They will. I mean, they'll be a team that I think they'll still surprise people.
Hmm.
Um, we got a lot of season left. I'm sure that's what Jen is thinking too. They got a lot of season left, and they're building for the future. So look at the positives. Just look at the things that are going right,
Hmm.
and I guarantee every one of them girls is like, I should have made my free throws. Like
Hmm.
if I should have hit my free throws.
Hmm.
What's that? Somebody say something on there.
Yeah, Kelvin says super coach at Illinois playing without their big time post. I believe she's in her third year or fourth year.
Hmm.
I think she's in her third year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a minute, and she's I mean, Jan's gonna be hard on herself. I mean, she's an Iowan. Like we just are not. She's not gonna sleep. She's gonna stay awake until she figures this out. She's not gonna quit this team, and
No, I know
she's
that.
going.
She's not going to give up on them.
No, she's gonna do everything that she can and she'll stay on the positive side of it. She may. I don't know if there's a happy medium or how you can, get
So,
on these girls, rip on these girls, change their mindset. I don't know.
yeah.
Get
How
off
do
TikTok. TikTok's gonna get banned, so we might play better after that.
oh, they're everybody's slowly moving over to different platforms. I think Blue Sky is one of them.
What is that?
Favorited. These are new social media sites that are
What
popping
the
up.
heck? We should start one, get rich.
Yeah, I will say though, that I have not seen any. I didn't see anything on TikTok this week from any of the girls from the team.
I did.
Did you? Okay, never mind.
They were dancing in the locker room doing some dance, and I was saying, get out on there and start shooting free throws. I was like, you
Mm,
guys need to be out there shooting instead of in there dancing. And then
yeah,
they put down below, but we still did find time to eat.
yeah. But did you find time to shoot your free throws? Uh, I
Oh,
just question whether the veterans are as committed as they should be. But the question, another question I have: what when a team that's so used to winning, like we have, I mean, we were winning before Caitlin came along.
yeah,
Caitlin just took it to a new level,
yeah,
to
yeah,
a higher level, and so,
absolutely.
we were winning before she got there.
Hmm.
And what I'm looking at now is, what about the recruits that they're trying to get? I mean, they've got some signed for next year that are pretty good. But what about recruits that they're really working hard at that might be leaning a little toward Iowa, and all of a sudden look at like, oh my gosh, they're not playing as well as I thought they would, you know?
Uh, yeah, I mean, they can change their mind at any time.
Hmm.
They could already sign and then say back out of it. Like they
Yeah.
don't have to stay with it. I mean, so it just depends on how, like, if you're really getting some loyal girls that's just where they've always wanted to go.
Hmm.
You go back to you're pulling in the Iowa players, you're pulling in the close players, but you're not pulling in those West Coast players, right?
Yeah. Well, Addison Deal, their prize recruit signed for next year, is coming from the West Coast. She's a California girl. I believe she was named
Yeah.
some kind of like an All-American or something for mid-season or something like this. Calvin would probably know. The article
Yep.
was pasted all over the place, but I didn't have time to read it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think the real deal or something like that.
yeah. She did say she's committed to Iowa and can't wait to get here and help them win.
And didn't she
Um,
come in on one of last year during one of the Caitlin ride? Didn't she come in for a recruiting visit then?
oh, I'm sure she did.
I think
Yeah.
she did. And yeah, so I mean there's nothing like Carver Hawkeye Arena when it's full, and that
Right.
noise and and the way the arena looks and the way the locker rooms feel and walking in there and how it's different. There's nothing like Carver Hawkeye Arena.
So if you got some recruits that you want to bring in next year, I don't know how the recruiting works timeline right now, but wouldn't the night we retired Caitlin's jersey and we're playing
Yeah,
USC and one of the top girls in the nation, wouldn't
yeah,
that be a good time to bring in some recruits in that atmosphere? And
yep,
maybe some of those recruits get to meet Caitlin that night
yep.
if she,
It
if she's
would
open.
be perfect. You either bring them in then or you bring them when they had Bluter, when they had her that night. Um, yeah, I mean for sure. And they know what to do. I mean, they know how to get them in there and they know how to wine and dine them. They know how to,
Mhm.
it was fun when I was back getting recruited too. I mean, I had a good old time. So
Yeah, you did, but you just chose the wrong school at first. Just think the course
I,
and
yeah,
trajectory of your career might have changed if you just showed up to Iowa the first year.
seriously. But I wouldn't be on here with you, dear. Come on now. I wouldn't even be in this basement. I'd be completely somewhere else.
Mhm. But what are you trying to say? You'd be coaching like a major college somewhere?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, or if I would have just stayed at UCLA, who knows what would have happened? Could have been a
Yeah,
totally
that's
different
true.
journey.
It's just sorry that you got injured and it kind of changed the trajectory of what your career could have been.
It really did. Now I'm getting ready to go into soccer season, freeze my butt off. So that's what
Is it cold
happens.
there? Cold in Georgia?
Yes, it's going to be in the teens,
Holy cow!
and it's supposed to snow again.
Yeah, our high school soccer season's just getting underway too, and
Ah, it's freezing.
but I will tell you, we had 28 degrees this morning. My windows were all frosted over,
Mm.
and I had to wait till about 10:30 this morning till the sun melted it all off my car so I could go driving. But it got to 67 this afternoon.
That's nice. See, that's where we need to be back out. That used to do that here. Now it
Mhm.
doesn't. It just got up, I think, about 30,
Yeah.
32.
Well, we're at mid-January. We're going to slowly start to see temperatures here in Bakersfield climb a little bit. Kind
Oh,
of hang around 60s, eventually get to 70s again,
that's
and then
nice.
we'll hang around 80s until about middle of May, and then we're going to wake up one day and it's 120 degrees.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
nice.
never seems to
Yeah,
gradually go to 100. It just goes straight to 100 from 80.
exactly. That's what happens here too. It just all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's hot. What happened? We're on the sun again. That's exactly what happens. It usually happens right when you're going into softball season. It's just crazy. But
Do they
yeah.
have softball season the same time Iowa does over the summer?
No, well, we do our training over the summer. So we
Hmm.
have tryouts in May, then we do our training over the summer, and then our season starts in August. We
Mm.
go August, September, October. That's it. It's 3 months done.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And we have
yeah,
to get 30 some games in.
yeah.
It's
Well, the
nuts.
high school softball season, they're probably getting ready to kick it off real quick. I know it overlaps with soccer season, so
Yeah.
I
I
mean
know
they
and I
probably don't have games yet to play, but they're
yeah.
probably getting preseason conditioning and everything going on.
I loved it in Iowa because we were in the summer. I love doing that in the summer. It was great
Mhm.
because then you're still
Yeah,
doing something. It was
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But
Well, it allowed because soccer is a spring sport there in Iowa, and
hmm
it allows the
hmm
girls to play soccer and go to softball without
yeah.
having to choose between them. They could do both.
Exactly. So we had a lot of sports that we could go and partake in. But well, I just hope that I think I don't know. What do you think? Do you think she needs to stay with these rotating lineups that she had, pretty much the way they are with the Stremlo, Guyton, McCabe, a Fulter, Stolke, and then
If she would come out with the starting lineup she did tonight,
yeah,
I would be okay with that, but I would like to see her stick with it for a little bit, just a little bit.
a
Give them a
little bit
little time,
longer.
a little
Hmm
bit longer, and if it's not working, then go ahead and start bringing in everybody else. But it
Mm-hmm.
just seemed like I was like I told my wife. I think in the first 6 minutes of the game, I saw three different, totally different lineups out there in the
Yeah, you
first
did.
6 minutes of the game.
Yep.
And I just said, how's they supposed to gel together? How are they supposed to be have some cohesiveness and just get in a rhythm? Because don't you
Yeah.
need to play and get in a rhythm a little bit?
You do. You do. You even got to just get warm. You need to go. I mean, Coach Stringer used to tell us get up and down the court a couple times before you shoot the ball. Like
Hmm.
get some blood flowing and feel a little sweat coming before you go ahead and take a shot,
Yeah.
unless it's a layup, right? Um,
But
but
I mean, how can we have like oh Taylor McKay playing as well as she has the last few games,
mhm.
and the last couple of our losses, she's been our key person on the team, and then she comes out and lays an egg tonight.
Yeah.
You know, is it because she was pushing too hard, or is it because she was so well defended that she just basically was throwing up a prayer every time?
I mean, they may have said something to her though on the bench, like you're our 3-point shooter out there, and we need it from you. You know what I mean? And then she had it in her head that she had to hit that three,
Hmm.
and it wasn't happening within the offense. It wasn't flowing within the offense.
Yeah. Well, then
And
and
Nebraska
Mulaney.
was Nebraska was forcing us to keep the ball on one side of the floor, and they were doing that on purpose.
Hmm.
Because when Iowa does a boom, boom, boom rotation around the top and swings the ball from
Hmm.
one side to the other, that's when they get that 3-pointer open.
Okay.
So when they forced that ball to stay on one side of the floor, that's when Lucy had to start creating things. Guyton had to start creating things. A falter would drive into the. You remember how they just drive into the basket and try to get like
Hmm.
a foul or a layup or a dish off.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if. And again, like you said, McCabe was a role player. Those guys are role players from last year. So now they're still trying to figure out how to step up and be a lead player.
Hmm.
You know, but she can be. That's what's so upsetting. I know she can be. I mean, I think we all
Hmm.
believe in her more than she may believe in herself. I don't know.
Somebody's got to take charge of this team on the floor. Somebody's got to take charge. Lucy's not doing it. She would be the natural person to do it, but maybe Lucy doesn't feel like she can because she's the new girl in town.
It doesn't
But
matter.
what happened to
Demand
Siddle
it.
Falter? A Falter,
I
you would think she should be taking charge of this team.
I'd like to see. I would really love to see Guyton do it. I would really
Hmm.
love to see Guyton or Strumlow do it.
Would
I
they? Would the veterans
Yeah.
follow a freshman in that case?
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
I guarantee it because those girls are not those kind of girls. I
Okay.
guarantee they would follow them, especially if they're leading them. They got
Hmm.
somebody leading them. I guarantee they're gonna say, "Okay, let's do this." And that's as a head coach, you get behind that and you'd be like, "Look, my point guard is me on the floor. It's going to be Guyton or it's going to be Stremlow. So when they're in
Hmm.
the game, I need you to listen to them because they're telling you what to do. And now lead this team and let's go."
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's what you got to do. But
Yeah, I mean, I have no problems. I know Guyton will next year. I mean, Lucy will
Mhm.
be gone. This will be her team to lead. I don't know who her backup point will be next year. Maybe it's the Johnson girl who hasn't played for 2 years yet.
Maybe,
Um, because
right?
she's a point guard too. I
The
can't
one with
remember her
the
first name.
knee issue,
Yeah, yeah. She
she hasn't been on at all on the
no,
floor.
she wasn't there last year at all, and she hasn't played at all this year.
No, and
Um,
she's still there, which is crazy.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
crazy to
I think
me.
she either leaves after this year or she's got to get some playing time. You
Mhm.
know, because I next year she should be ready to go.
I
I
really
would.
don't even know. You would hope towards the like what did she do? Like because you would really hope towards if anybody knows, like you would hope towards that this year she would be on. I thought for sure this year she would be on the floor. I almost
Hmm.
thought her Guyton was her. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like that
Yeah,
I thought that for a minute that oh she's finally playing.
yeah,
But no.
yeah. No, I mean her. I think her injury came a little later than Guyton's did, and it looks
Mm.
to me like Guyton had a little bit better training, or maybe her injury wasn't near as severe as Johnson's. But
Yeah.
that girl, she's got to be our backup next year because I don't see another backup point guard on the bench.
No.
That was the whole
No.
point of getting Guyton ready because we didn't have a true backup for Lucy.
Mm-mm. No. So you're gonna have, I guarantee you're gonna have Guyton and Strumlow be your 1 and your 2, and then for next year for sure. It'll be interesting though to see how things finish out.
Yeah,
Um,
we got to remember McCabe and Hannah will both be seniors next year. I would expect both of them to be on the starting
yeah,
lineup next year.
yeah, for sure,
You know,
absolutely.
it, if McCabe's not, then something's wrong.
hmm But there were times where she didn't have Lucy in there, so she literally had Stremlo, Guyton, McCabe, a Falter, and Stulke, and they
Hmm.
were they were doing great.
Yeah. Well,
They
you
were
notice she
killing it
didn't. Yeah, she didn't play Ava Hayden at all tonight. I think Mulaney had just a couple of minutes,
a
if that
little
much.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw her once, and I saw her take a three, and it bounced off a rim or something.
I wonder if she's worried about their defense. Like, I mean, maybe she's expecting you to step up defensively, and if you're not stepping up defensively in practice, you're not on the floor.
I don't know. Maybe Hayden couldn't deal. Maybe they didn't want her to deal with Makarski, however you say her name.
Yeah, Makrowski, or something like that.
I mean, because Addison and Stokey have been up against her before, so they know what to expect from her.
Yeah,
But maybe
but
they didn't want to subject that Hayden to that. I don't know. But
maybe, but I think Hayden could take it because she can move.
yeah.
Like
Well,
she
this is
showed us.
crazy. When they had their called their media day
Mhm,
ahead of the season,
mhm,
Jan all but said if she had to pick a starting lineup today that Ava would be in over Addison, and then the first game comes and Addison goes in there and she's and until the couple games where they put Stokey at the
right,
post, Addison's had that starting job all year.
right. Ah, I don't know. I guess it's a feel that you have. I don't know. I mean, as a coach, I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many things that you're looking at too. You got to see what they're doing in practice. Um, you know, I mean, because right there, a Grady scored like 6 points in one of those groups that she was in. I think it was in the right what fourth, third quarter or something like that.
Mhm.
Like she scored, boom, boom, boom. So she has that ability. But man, then there was another time where she should have scored towards the end, and she just kind of let that girl swipe her a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit, a little bit. Like she's huge. Like go put that ball in the basket. Come on now.
Yeah.
It should have been an end one.
Yeah. I just kind of wonder when our girls are going, when they do make the attempt at going to the rim, why they don't come in harder and more, come in harder and more forceful and just say, get out of my way or follow me, basically.
Right.
Which is what the other girls do on the other teams to us. I mean, you
Yeah.
saw what was happening tonight when they weren't shooting 3-pointers; they were going
Yeah.
right at us at the rim.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Guyton did that a couple times.
Hmm.
Stremlo will do that. They'll go
Yeah.
in there strong, but our post players and that's crazy. They're shying away from contact almost sometimes, and then they get their shot blocked. Like you can't shy away from the contact. You got to take the contact and take it up and then get an and one.
Hmm.
But then you got to make the free throw when you're on the dang free throw line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Our 750 grand girl not making free throws tonight. I still,
she's
I,
not
I'm
going to hear
sorry.
the
I'm
end of
sorry.
that.
If nothing else changes, that's where I blame the game. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things you can cost the game, but that 1 for 5 shooting at the end of the game, unacceptable.
Ugh. Especially when it's free. It's a free throw.
Yeah, and Lucy, and that shit, that's supposed to be her range normally. So here she is shooting a free throw from her range. That should be automatic. She should be automatic. She should be 90% free throw shooter.
And then giggling about it. Do you know if we giggled about it on the team at Iowa with Coach Stringer, what our teammates would have done to us? Are you kidding me? What are you laughing at? We just lost to Nebraska. Are you crazy? Like, God. Like, there would have been that. There wouldn't have been that at all.
Yeah. He says, I'm watching Lucy practice free throws right now. How are you
Good.
watching her? Are you at the gym? Are you at Carver?
He might be.
I don't think Kelvin is. He lives in the Quad Cities, but he could be.
He could be.
He could be. He could
Or
be.
he could be watching some like live stream or something they have of the court. You know how they watch the Eagles, and their babies? Maybe they got
Yeah.
where they watch
I
whoever
wonder.
shoots.
I wonder if that'd be possible to put up a. No, they would never do that. Never do that because
They
it
wouldn't
would
do it
get.
for practice. Because then everybody could sneak in on their practice and see what they're doing.
He says that he's watching her on Facebook. Is she live on Facebook shooting?
Oh, that's cool. Good girl. She better be. Her agent's like, you better get out there and shoot free throws and put it on Facebook, or people are going to call you out.
Yeah, because do you want to play in the WNBA next year? Do you want to go overseas? Because you're going to cost me a paycheck, dude.
There might be an overseas thing there. That's because
I'm almost positive it is.
it's not a WNBA thing. I'm telling you, it's too
Yeah,
tough. That's a tough league.
it is.
Kate Martin's better. Kate Martin is better than her. I hate to say it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I hate to say it, but
Who do
I
we miss
guarantee
more?
Kate
Kate?
Martin wasn't making those $750,000.
No. So not even making that in the WNBA.
No, that poor girl. She's happy
Yeah.
with what she's got, though.
Yeah. Lucy just had an off night at the free throws, but it cost them the game, Calvin. It cost them the
Just
game.
an off night. I'm telling you, I'd be like, no, I didn't just have an off night. Yo, yeah, I did, but it did. We lost the game because I missed the free throws. You can't have an off. An off night is like if you're missing them, in the first quarter and the second quarter and whatever. But when it comes down to the end of the game and it's about winning, you don't miss your free throws. You just don't miss them.
Did you see Nebraska miss their free throws at the end of the game? No.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah,
I think
of course, then they follow that girl who hasn't missed a free throw all year.
she started laughing. She's like, I'm not missing. She's like, I got this, guys. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, she was just like,
Yeah.
I know, but
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Calvin's getting on us. He says it's easy to criticize. Okay, I'm not gonna.
Calvin,
Wait a minute. You've been there, done that. You tell
Calvin,
Calvin. You've been there.
I've been on the line before, Calvin. I've shut up Ohio State fans. There was 23,000 of them, and I shut them up on the free throw line, Calvin. Do you know who you're talking to? Come on, bud. It's like this. You go, and you make your free throw. It's not hard.
I love it. I love it.
Did it against Purdue, did it against Ohio State, did it against Stanford at UCLA, did it against Washington, like all the big schools. Come on now. Like you just don't like, I don't know. It's free. It's a free throw.
Yeah, I agree. And what was your career free throw percentage? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know what it was in college. I know in high school it was in like maybe 80%, 80 something, maybe 75,
Okay.
I don't know. I have to go look back at everything because we don't keep track of that. I just know I made my free throws.
Yeah, you did. What I was trying to say is post players aren't usually known for making their free throws, but you did.
I did. Yeah, I did. Our coach drilled it into us. You make your free throws.
Yeah. Okay.
We
He
didn't have
just
any.
says that Lucy had been good at making free throws. That she's an 80%er. I will look that up to verify that later.
She is. I think she was like 86%.
Is she?
Before she came in, when she came into this game, she was shooting 86%, I think is what they
So
were
is it
saying.
easy to make your free throws when the game's not on the line, or is it harder? Obviously, it's harder, right? Even for an 86% free throw shooter.
Well, I guess so. I guess if you get in your head, like
Is it
you
a
can't get in
mental
your
thing,
head.
or
But you're at home. There's not even anybody there screaming and yelling at you either. It's not like you got like the Duke fans behind you waving everything they got.
I don't know. There were Nebraska fans out there tonight. It probably could have felt like a mismatch.
Come on.
I know it was still a home court advantage, but
come on. But sometimes it does happen. I mean, you do get into a slump, but it's not even a slump. It's what's going on in your head. And it does happen. I mean, it does. I mean, I gotta
Molly,
say.
you were just short of 70%. He looked it up. That's still
But
not bad.
I guarantee I hit him at the hard times though. When we needed to win, I was hitting my free throws.
Well, you were doing pretty good when I watched you on some clips, so
I was just
I don't recall you missing any.
I was just a baby. I was just a baby then. I was just a Guyton and a Stremlo. That's what I was.
Mm-hmm.
Having a good old time. But
Him
yeah.
as Stokey.
Yep.
Stokey, they said Stokey came in tonight at 72%, or I thought they said.
That's not bad, but
She's probably dropped a little bit because I think she only did 50% tonight.
yeah, I don't know.
But no, Stokey's improved. If anybody's been working on those free throws, Stokey has. Every
Yeah.
year she's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Very true.
Well, it's late on the East Coast. It's still early in the evening for me, but I think we should probably end this here.
Yep.
We did get through the night without any glitches, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you got that figured out.
I don't know what it was. It was definitely my Wi-Fi system, but it seems to be working okay now.
That's okay. We're good. Hopefully next time we'll have some better things, some more things to talk about, like a win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then people will be like, yeah, Jan's got it figured out now. Look at her go. So, you know, come on.
Yeah. I guess
it's going to be okay.
I did not really expect us to go through this much growing pains this year. I really didn't. I knew we would struggle against the upper echelon teams in the league, but I honestly thought we had a handle on everybody else in the league. And as I told you before, I always thought we were going to finish anywhere 5th, 6th, 7th in the league, and I would be happy if we did that. But I don't even know if we're going to get that high now.
It's a long way up.
It's a long way up when you're looking up at the bottom,
especially when people want to get you back for what happened last year.
I know.
And the year before that. So it's a revenge game.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. Caitlin's no longer around, but people don't forget.
They don't care.
Yeah, and these girls, all except for Stokey, all these girls were role players coming off the bench last year.
And they're going, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
But, you know, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's nice that Iowa has earned the reputation to put that target on their back, and that people want that. I mean,
it is
unfortunately the men haven't earned that respect yet, and
well, they'll get it.
It's obvious that the women are going to struggle this year more than we thought they would, but
yeah,
they'll be back. I'm convinced they'll be back.
Mm-hmm. I want to see where they're at in end of February, into March. End of February into March. See what we're looking at, you know, and then we can.
By the way, they changed the format of the Big Ten tournament. Not all 18 teams will be in the Big Ten tournament. Only 15 will be.
Ooh.
So you don't want to be number 16 in this league if you can help it. And the way we're going, we might get there.
Oh, right. But the tournament is fun because then you can actually come from the bottom and win it.
That would be how much fun. Can you just imagine if you improved that much, but you know, you had to you started too late, so you not anywhere near the top, but then you come in and just kind of run through the tournament and win it all.
It would be amazing.
That would be amazing. We can dream.
We can.
We'll just leave it right there.
Okay.
We got a game on Sunday against Oregon, everybody. 4:00 Central Time. Enjoy the game, and we will have a lot of fun with it.
I will never be free now, my baby. No, no.